Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Link is in here. Hi, my name is Christine and thank you so much for clicking this video. So according to this video, we're going to swap away again from the caregiving program and all that stuff, and we're going to indulge in something else that might be beneficial to you or to someone else you know. So according to the topic down below, we're going to talk about postgraduate depression. And I think 2 or 3 years back I did a video on how I dealt with stress and how I knew that, not really stress, but depression, and how I knew I had depression. I'll put the clickbait up here so that you can also watch that video. So without any further ado, let's dive into the video and see what we have today. So first we're going to start with defining what postgraduate depression is. Postgraduate simply means that you're already done with school and you have graduated from maybe your undergraduate or maybe your master's degree. And depression is a state of mind whereby you are fully stressed and you can't be productive in any way. So I'm not a professional, but I'll give my 2 cents on what I felt and what I went through. So this happened sometime I graduated in 2021 November. Yeah. So okay, postgraduate depression mostly starts immediately you finish school. So in Kenya, we finish school and then you take, I think, 3 or 4 months, depending on how your grades are, depending on the school you are in, and depending on the dynamics of the things that are supposed to be in the school for you to graduate. So postgraduate depression comes mostly when you're already done with school and done with your classes. This happens mostly when now you're already done and just waiting for graduation, and you're like, now what's next? What's next? So for me, luckily enough, before I finished school, I got a job, so it didn't drain me that much. So I was both in school and at work. So I did work, and before I graduated, I think I finished my theory classes and projects sometime back in January 2021, and we were supposed to graduate in November 2021. So during this time, a lot of things are keeping you busy. Like, you have to ensure that you're in the list, so you're still in that mode, like, I'm in school, I'm looking for ways so that I can graduate come November. So your mind is still in that thing that I'm still in school. Your mind has not yet clicked that, wow, I finished school, then what's next? So during that time, I was at work and at school at the same time. So I was not stressed about anything as long as I knew that I was going to graduate. And yeah, so it happened before I graduate, somewhere in June 2021, I resigned from my work. So after I resigned, I started online writing. If you've been following me, you know that I started doing academic writing and article writing and all that stuff. And it used to take a lot of time and mind, such that I couldn't think about anything after what's next after school. But as you know, if you are an academic writer, you know that there are those seasons that are low, so you don't have a job and you just there. So this used to weigh me down a little when it came to a time that now there are no jobs. So come November, I graduated, and after graduating, I was like, now what's next? That's when depression clicks in. So you're like, I'm done with school. What's next? You have to look for a job. You have to, like, you are now a whole human being, independent and dependent on yourself. So what's next? So luckily or unluckily enough, I was able to enroll into a school, now my caregiving program, which took a lot of my time and made me spend most of my time reading and not thinking about now where am I going to get a job or that. But then, as everything has a beginning, it also has an end. So it came to this time that I was already done with that program and now I'm idle. So that's when postgraduate depression clicked in. I'm here, I have my papers, I have performed, and I don't have a job. And mind you, I did a diploma, I did an undergraduate degree, and I have this caregiving program certificate, but there is still no job. So that's when now everything started clicking in. So you are like, oh, my classmates are already working, my relatives are working, what am I doing with myself? But then your hands are tied, you can't do anything. So I can be so weighed down such that I couldn't be productive. My business went so low, and yeah, I just became so unproductive. My life that was weighing me so down, and I couldn't be productive. One, I take some break out of thinking about looking for a job, and yeah, and one thing that used to weigh me so down is that I used to compare myself so much to people, my age mates, my childhood friends, my classmates, and everyone else. But then I came to realize I am on my own path, they are on their own path, and I came to accept that. So I breathed in and out and said, and let life take its course. So yeah, that happened, and it happens because as we grow up, we know that you have to go to school, get a job, and now get a life. But in real sense, mostly here in Kenya, that is not logic, and that is not really what happens when you finish school, sadly, no matter how much you perform. So yeah, that was me back in January, February, March. I think from June, because I finished my caregiving program in May. But even though I still used to have that kind of stress of now what's next, after I'm done, what's next. So yeah, like it is so hard out here, such that even getting a volunteer a job is so hard, because they're like, when you go to those NGOs and ask them like, can I just volunteer for maybe 3 months and then to just gain experience? You don't get that here. So yeah, so that used to happen. So let's go into how did I deal with it. One, I made God my best friend, because He is the one who knows our path in life and knows our future and everything that happens in our lives. I started being so intentional in being spiritual and just giving it all to God. I would recommend this if you are a Christian or a believer. Just give it to God, and yeah, everything will just work in its course. How did I used to deal with people asking like, where are you now? I just used to tell them, to be honest, I used to lie, because you cannot deal with that disappointment of knowing that, oh, I graduated, they came to me party, and now I don't have a job. So I used to lie that maybe I'm in an internship or something of that sort. But I came to realize that it was not really logic to lie, because if you are talking to someone, be it a friend, a family friend, or someone who is older than you, they are in a position to help you, because if an opportunity comes, they probably know that, Christine is somewhere, she doesn't have a job, so she can, like, they remember you in opportunities. Yeah, so that's what I used to do mostly. And I used to be in a place where, but okay, normally when I'm so weighed down with a lot of things, it's so hard to realize, because I tend to spend most of the time alone. I push people away. I remember pushing my friends so much away such that even when they knock, I couldn't open the door for them. They took it so personal, but it was just something I was dealing with. Yeah, and everything was just in a tight place. And I had never been in such a place, and I didn't know how to react upon it. I knew that I had ever gone to depression, but now I was like, I've done everything right. The other depression is when I have some blame, like I did this, and now they are like quarreling me and putting me into this situation. That's different. And right now, I did. I went to school. I finished school. I never used any of my school fees in the wrong way, and now I'm done with school, and I'm just there. I'm expected to have a job, but I don't have a job. So yeah, that was so much for me to handle at that time. So most of the time, I hardly used to talk to people about it, or I used to pretend that it's just okay. But deep down, I was really hurting. I can remember I used to stay in my house from maybe Sunday to Saturday. So Saturday is when I used to go to school to do my course, and then I come back, lock myself inside, and then come out again on Saturday for a whole week. And that was so depressing. If you are in this state, I would recommend that just talk to someone. Talk to someone. This is a tip that I'm also telling myself, because I hardly talk to people about my problems unless it has pushed me through so much. I keep a lot to myself, and that's not a good thing. Asking for help is really, really powerful, and it makes you let that thing out and you're free. Yeah. So I used to write down things a lot, cry, sleep, watch movies, cry, sleep, watch movies, read for my weekend exams, and yeah. So it's just a point that now things need to go my way and I needed to ask help. So I asked for help and I had to move from Nairobi back to home. And thank God I got a job finally. Yeah, so that's it about postgraduate depression. And it is even more worse when you did a course that you didn't love. It's worse. The pressure is worse. So yeah, that's how I dealt with my postgraduate depression. I won't deny that I didn't have it. I really did have it. Even when you would meet me, you wouldn't know. And something funny is that I talk about what I was going through after I'm over with that phase. That's just ridiculous to me. So yeah, that's what I used to do, and I hope that this video will help you and help someone else, and even help you notice someone who is going through that, because that type of depression can be very much, it's really underestimated, but it's a lot. It's really a lot. Yeah, it's made me understand those people who go out there with posts writing their number and the course that they took and everything. It made me understand them better. Yeah, so I think that's it for this video. Make sure you like, comment, and share. Please let me know what you think about this video in the comment section down below. And if you have any other tip for anyone going through postgraduate depression, please leave it in the comment section down below, and I'll be glad to learn from you, and someone else will also be glad to learn from you. So yeah, that's it for this video, and see you on my next video.